In lesson 4, we're going to talk about the difference between image size and canvas size. Now, they are very different terms and different things that we need to consider here. So what I want you to do is I want you to take the 4 images that we have for examples and just highlight all of them and drag them and drop them right into your Photoshop workspace. This will open up all of them individually. For the time being, just go ahead and close down, or minimize, I should say, this example 4 image. Take example 3, move it over, and example 2 and move it over here. So what I want to show you here is the difference between image size and canvas size, because a lot of times we confuse these things in our workflow or in our process. And the first thing I want to talk about is image size. What exactly is the size of our image? And can we make the image bigger or smaller? So what I have here is this example image right here is actually the same size as this example image right here as it pertains to the dimensions of the image. So if I click up here and go to image and go to image size, you're going to see that this is 6.667 inches high and wide. Okay. If I click on this one, I'm going to go to image size, and this is 6.667 inches wide and high. Well, why is it that these two are very different? Well, this happens a lot in the compositing world where we have one image and we want to put it on top of another image. So if I were to take this image 2 and use the V for the move tool, click on this background layer and shift and move it over to image 2, look at the difference in size. What the heck is going on? You just told me, Blake, that this is 6.5 or so, or 6 2/3 inches wide and high, and so is number 1, 6 2/3 high. Well, if you already know a little bit about this image size stuff, you already know exactly where I'm going with this one. And that's that there's a difference between the width and height of an image and the width and height of an image and how many pixels it contains. So this image 1, if we go to image and we go to image size, this is 6.667 inches wide and high at a resolution of 300 pixels per inch. Press OK. This image number 2 is image size. This is 72 pixels per inch. And what that means is that if we were to take this image number 2 and put it on top of image number 1, it's going to be very small when we bring it over. That's because there are less pixels per inch. So when we bring an image that's less pixels per inch over to an image with a lot of pixels per inch, it's going to appear really small. You've probably seen this. If you've ever tried to drag a sky over to your image, maybe you got that sky from somewhere on the internet. I'm not going to say, maybe you downloaded a stock image or something like that, and you put it on your image and it's really small. Your image is this big and this thing is this big. But you're like, wait a second, they're the same inches. Why is this? What's happening here? It's because the image size and the resolution of that image is different. If I were to click on this number 1, press and hold the V key and move it over to number 2, look at the difference. It's huge. There is a huge amount of space around this. And where does that space exist? Why can't we see it? Well, Photoshop is only going to show you the constraints of the image based on the background layer. So when we look at this image number 2, it's basically assuming that this is image adjustments or image size 6 2/3 at 72 pixels per inch. But the image that we brought over is 300 pixels per inch. So to do that conversion, even though they have the same width and height, the resolution changes completely. So now in order to see that, to see the size of that image, press Command or Control T. That will basically get us into what's called free transform mode, and then Control 0. That shows us just how much bigger this layer is than this layer because of the pixels, the amount of pixels per inch in that image. So, an image of say 6 2/3 width and height is not always the same from image to image when we talk about resolution and pixels per inch. That's a huge kicker in this whole image size thing, okay? So now we'll just go ahead and delete this layer off of here. And let's just get this back to normal. If we want to get it back to normal, press Control and Alt and the minus key, and Control and plus and the Control and Alt and the plus key will make it bigger and smaller in that window. That's a really good hotkey to know. Command or Control and minus and Alt, Command Control, Alt or Option, and minus will make it smaller, the whole thing smaller. But if we just press Control and plus, it makes what we see in the image a little bit bigger. See, it says 500% down here, but it doesn't change the width of the working space that we're in. So we'll press Control 0 on this, and then go Control minus. See how it makes the image smaller, but the working space is bigger. And then if we press Control Alt and minus, it makes the whole working document smaller, okay? Now, the kicker here with this number 3 is that this number 3 example image, if we go to image and we go to image size, it's 12 inches wide and 12 inches high, okay? So 12 inches wide, 12 inches high, resolution of 72 pixels per inch. It's almost double the size of both of these documents in width and height. If I move this over to our number 1, look at the difference. Because the resolution is not 300 pixels per inch, it is still going to be a relatively small image compared to our example number 1. Even though, technically speaking, width and height-wise, it's different. This is where we get into the term of megapixels, okay? So if we look at this, if we were to take this and we go to image and go to image size, if we were to change this here from the width to 12 by 12 and change this to pixels, this is where everything starts to tell us something. What this is doing is it's automatically doing the math. It's saying that your image is 12 inches wide and 12 inches high, and the resolution is 72 pixels per inch. If we change this to pixels, it's automatically doing the math. It's saying this is an 864 pixel by 864 pixel image. Remember that. This image number 1, if we go to image and we go to image size and we change this to pixels, this is a 2000 by 2000 pixel image. And why is that? Well, that's because what it's doing is it's multiplying 300 times that 6.667, and that's how many pixels we get on each side when we change this over to pixels. So even though this image is technically bigger because it's 12 inches and this one's only 6 2/3 inches, if we do the math on how many pixels it actually has in it, image number 1 still has more pixels than image number 3, even though image number 3 is a wider image. So now, if we were to do some math, and we go to image and go to image size, and we do that 864, let me get my calculator over here, 864 times 864 equals 746,000. If we divide that by 1 million, we have a 0.74 megapixel image. That's what that is. It's a 0.74 megapixel image. If we go over to this one, go to image size, and we take that calculator and we say 2,000 times 2,000, divide that by 1 million, which we already know the answer, is 4. It's a 4 megapixel image. That's how megapixels are calculated on your camera. They're calculated based on the image size. So if you're ever compositing something and you bring one image over to another one, you're like, whoa, why is this thing wildly smaller? Well, that's because the pixels per inch are probably different, even though the height and width might be the exact same thing. So then if we were to open this image here and talk about image size, if we go to this image, we go to image and go to image size, you'll see that this is 1923 by 2000, an image resolution of 100 pixels per inch. So you're saying, Blake, that I can modify these things. If I change this to 300, I've just tripled the size of my image, haven't I? Well, if you press OK to this, it's going to do something called interpolation. And what interpolation essentially is it takes the pixels, and because you're saying you want more pixels in there now, it has to create pixels where pixels didn't exist. That's where interpolation comes in. That's why you can't take a small image and blow it up and expect to, print a 2x2 image onto a 24 by 24 foot canvas. It doesn't work. It starts to interpolate, it starts to put pixels where pixels didn't exist. Now, you can fix that by doing something called resampling. And if you were to resample this and say, we want to resample this for enlargement, if we were to click on these preserve details, it's going to try to enlarge this as best as it can by preserving the details as it makes that thing bigger. When we do that, though, we might get some noise, so here's where you have your noise reduction. We have this other one here that's in Preserve Details 2.0, which is actually a little bit different in the enlargement of an image. Can we successfully blow something up 3 times its size? I wouldn't necessarily say to do that, because when we press OK and we look at this image now, if we were to zoom in on some things, it's going to be really pixelated in certain areas because we told it to do something that it's not necessarily supposed to do. So don't think that just because you have the access to the image size to make it 3 times larger, that you can get away with a 3 times larger image and be able to print it. You might be able to, but you'd have to print that thing really big and people would have to be really far away, because when they're farther away and it's really big, those pixels tend to start to come together. I'm not saying that you can't do it, but there are better ways to enlarge images to make them print. The next thing that we have is something called canvas size, which is totally different than image size. So let's just click on number 3 over here, and we'll talk about this when we talk about canvas size. If we go up to image, right underneath image size is canvas size. If we click on canvas size, this is telling us how big the canvas is that we're working on with this image. So if we have a width of 864 pixels and a height of 864 pixels, for me, it's easier to think about this in terms of inches. So I'll change this to inches. We can actually make this image larger or smaller. If I were to change this to 20 inches by 20 inches and press OK, look what happens. We do get a bigger image, but it's adding white space around there. It's making the size of the canvas larger, not the size of the image larger, okay? Now, when we did that, you look over here, it added white space, but when it added white space, it added directly to that layer. If we don't want it to add it directly to that layer, we need to turn the lock off on here. So that goes from a background to a layer 0. And if I go to image and I go to canvas size and change this to inches and change this to 25 by 25 inches and press OK, we now have open space on the outside instead of pixel space on the outside. Where this can be helpful is if we now wanted to drag and drop this number 1 onto this number 3, we have more space for that thing to work within, okay? If we move that around, you can see that we now have more space for that thing to be acceptable and moving within that canvas. That's where canvas size comes in. Canvas size is always also helpful in that if you wanted to make the canvas around this just 1 inch larger on all sides, what you would do is uncheck that layer, go to image, go to canvas size, and hit this button that says relative. And when you hit that button that says relative and you change this to inches, if we said we want the width to be 2 inches wider and the height to be 2 inches taller, we press OK, and we press Command or Control R for our rulers, and then change these rulers by right-clicking on them to pixels, you'll see that it added 2 whole inches to the height of the image. Not 2 inches to the top and the bottom, but 1 inch to the top, 1 inch to the bottom, 1 inch to the left, 1 inch to the right. Why is this helpful? Well, if you wanted to go ahead and make a border underneath this, you could go ahead and maybe add a new layer, drag it underneath, press Shift F5 to fill this with a certain color, and change it to something like this blue color and press OK. And there we would put basically a background or a border around our image that is 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch. It's a really easy way to do that math for you. So there's a lot more to image size and canvas size than meets the eye, isn't there, right? So just remember, image size is the actual size of the pixel layer that you're working on. Canvas size is the size of the working document. Now notice what I said there is a pixel layer. So what we're going to get into in the next lesson are the 3 different types of layers: pixel layers, vector layers, and adjustment layers.